Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of free video podcasts coming to you from figuredrawingonline.com. And these are, as always, a shorter version, a cut down version of the full lecture on each of the body parts as we go through the body that you can get from figuredrawingonline.com. So this is just a free kind of example of what is being taught, what's the content of the main lecture. In this video podcast we will be talking about the hand, and essentially the hand, the most important part to remember when drawing a hand, it's the massing, it's positioning the bits and pieces of the hand in space, in a proper perspective, with a proper thrust, and the relationship to the parts and bits of the hand to each other. Now, what that means in practice, I'm going to very quickly just outline what the hand consists of. If I just throw up here a generic shape of a hand from the posterior view, which is the back of the hand. In terms of anatomy, we really just have where the radius and ulna of the lower arm ends. There's a few small bones here that create a bridge between the hand itself and the lower arm. For purposes of the artistic anatomy, we're not going to kind of take them apart and talk about the separate ones. They really just need to be considered as one block. From there we have metacarpals for each of the fingers that come to this part, and these metacarpals kind of form this, or fill the space where we have the palm of the hand. The thumb has one as well. There's a bit of a different angle for the thumb, of course. And then what comes after that are the phalanxes, and those are the digits of the separate fingers. Now we have 3 for each of these 4 fingers. We have 2 for the thumb. So these are the phalanxes. So there's 3 for each of those fingers, and as you can see, I'm kind of charging through this in order not to make this too long and to fit in as much as possible. And there's 2 bits here for the thumb. So that's the basic mechanics of the hand. Now each of these parts we need to look at as a separate object, and to create a believable shape of that 3-dimensional hand on a 2-dimensional surface, we need to mask them as either a rectangular shape or a cylinder. Now, in terms of a rectangular shape, if you conceive a finger to be a rectangular shape, then you can pretty much just fairly easily position it in space, because it's fairly easy to follow where the parts fall. Now, between each of these rectangular shapes, you can insert a ball-like shape for the joint, and when you draw when you connect the lines, you get a nice finger. Contour lines, as always, are extraordinarily helpful in terms of describing the shape at hand. And that's really at the heart of the matter with the hand. Now, why is hand and feet, why are they considered to be so difficult to draw? Is because we have so many of these separate pieces that needs to be put in proper relationship with each other. you know, that size of that shape to that shape, its orientation, its where it falls. Now it's fairly simple to draw the hand, because you can always use your own hand as a model. You don't have to go to a class, and it will always give you a good example. It's a three-dimensional object. So I'm going to really draw just my hand for this exercise, and I'm going to talk about the massing. Now your view of the hand will be slightly different to mine, and that's because of the lens, because of the position of the camera. My eyes are in a different position. But if I am to draw this hand, what I would do, how I would conceive it, is a block-like shape for the main part, for this part of the hand, and I would look at this angle here of the where the separate fingers are arising from, and from there I would conceive each of the fingers as a cylinder, and I will leave the thumb to the last. I will kind of look at where these shapes overlap, and the general direction of these cylinders. Remember that it is fairly easy to put a cylinder in perspective. You just have to indicate by the curvature the end of it, and that will very easily describe the thrust of the form. Now, as you can see, I'm doing this fairly fast, so you have to excuse any inaccuracies. Nevertheless, and also this kind of a curvature is echoed on the fingers as well. This one here comes roughly there, and this one will come roughly there. And again, I'm literally just putting in cylinders. I'm using contour lines to describe the shape of the cylinder. And then I have, of course, the hand itself, where we started. Now I will put in the thumb, which comes to about somewhere there, comes a little bit out, and then creates this shape. So there you go. As a very fast example of what I was talking about before, by placing these bits in perspective, and that will describe the position of each of these parts. Now, these contour lines will readily describe the thrust of each of these cylinders. So you can tell that these ones are facing away, are tilted that way. Now this one here is tilted the other way around, and that's at the heart of describing these shapes. So that's about it, just as a quick guide to drawing the hands. If you would like more examples and more drawing and tuition, you need to head over to figuredrawingonline.com and buy the lecture. Thank you very much for watching, and in the next video podcast we will be talking about the neck. See you then.